Hi, I'm Urmila. Welcome to Urmi's Cakes and Cooks. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Poriyal and a Poricha Puttu. We're going to use the puttu that we made in the previous video. I've got my husband here with me today, Ganesh. So let's start. First you need about half a cup of oil, vegetable oil or olive oil, that's fine. Just heat the oil in the pan. Once it's nice and warm, you need about 1 to 2 onions, chopped, roughly chopped. It doesn't have to be too fine. With the Poriyal, it is a fried dish which we eat as an accompaniment for puttu, rice, and even idiyappam. So with this dish, it's actually quite a dry dish, and that's why you eat it with the curries and the puttu or the rice. So right now I've got the onions nice and like a light brown. I've got about 1 large eggplant and about 4 or 5 potatoes which I've deep fried. I've sliced and deep fried. You can air fry it if you want as well. I've just got to add that to the dish and stir it through for a little while until it's nicely incorporated with the onions. And because I had fried this ahead of time, so it had already cooled down a little bit. I'm just letting it heat up a bit. And here I've got about 2 to 3 tablespoons of chilli powder and about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. So once you add that,
I heard that turmeric powder is good for the health. Is that right?
Yeah, of course. Turmeric powder is really good for the health, and I think a lot of people are now discovering its medicinal values, but our grandmothers and mothers have been using this in cooking for a long time. So just add the powders in and stir it through, and I've added a bit of salt for starters. So you just add the salt in and stir that through and let it cook for a little while. So I've just added, as you can see, I'm just adding a bit more oil because from the look of it, it looks a bit dry. Doesn't it look dry, Ganesh?
Oh, it looks okay now.
Yeah, now it looks okay because I've added the oil. Before that, I said I added the oil because it was looking dry. So you need to make sure that this dish has enough oil so that the powders can cook as well. Because when you're adding chili powder and turmeric powder, you don't want to have that raw chili taste in your dish when you're eating it at the end. So what I'm doing here, even though it looks like I'm just stirring it, I'm actually just making sure that it doesn't get caught at the bottom.
That's a lot of salt.
Oh my goodness. So annoying. Well, with salt, it is really up to how each person's level of salt, or how much they like, obviously. But with a Poriyal, it is meant to have enough salt or a little bit salt, more on the salty side, because you're eating it with dishes like sodhi or like a curry, and with rice, you're not eating it on its own. So in this video, I've got quite a lot of potato and eggplant in there, and so I've added quite a bit of salt, and I'm tasting it, as you can see. So once you've tasted it, you keep tasting it. If you think that it tastes bland, then obviously please add a bit more salt. I'm just removing some of the Poriyal because at this point you can just eat it like this. It's actually ready. But I've just removed a bit because for this amount of puttu, which is probably about 4 or 5 cups of puttu, right?
Yeah.
So for this amount of puttu, I would have had too much of potato and eggplant. So I've just removed that and kept it aside, and we can eat that as a side dish on its own. But
because you need the star of the show to shine through, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I have to agree because puttu is my favorite dish. So we're using the puttu that Ganesh had made in the previous video, and actually this has always been like a dish that I really, really enjoy eating. And
because I made the puttu?
No, I used to like it even when your mother used to make the puttu, not just when you make it. I mean, you're just lucky that you learnt it from her. But yeah, this dish actually is a standalone dish. It's like one one thing like a fried rice. So you can make the same poriyal with the eggplant and potato with the chili powder, and you can, instead of puttu, you can just add white rice to it and stir it through. Check again for salt, because once you've added the rice, you need to make sure that the salt is balanced. Also with the chili powder, feel free to add more chili powder if you like it more spicy. If you do have pepper and jeera powder, or pepper and cumin powder, sorry, you can add that as well. But yeah, once this is all incorporated nicely, it is done and it's ready to be served. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you give it a try. Happy cooking!